It's Leslie and Jason with Denwerks, and we're back with the cherry bomb today.
It's kind of funny. I don't know if we did a minute ago. We don't rehearse any of this stuff.
No.
So I'm out of breath because I was bringing this stuff over there, and I didn't even know if the camera started, but I think it did. So, hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Leslie.
And so last time we were pulling the motor out of Cherry Bomb. And so we left you with what did we find in here, because during the drag race something happened in 1976 and it never ran on the road again, and then the car was kind of a ghost. And the family didn't know that it kind of existed. Well, it's one family member probably knew, but when they got it back they never knew what happened, and the dad never really said because they never actually investigated it.
Right.
They never took it apart.
Yeah.
So
we had seen, and we mentioned this last time, but when we got the TRANNY, when you were pulling that, this is not a problem that you want to have.
yeah, both ears broke off.
Snapped off.
And I didn't really realize it when I first did it, because when they were on here, there was a little metal sleeve that kind of went down in here, and where the bolt went through. Are you? We're working on the camera. I got it up here.
Okay.
So there was a little thing, and this fell on the ground with the screw or the bolt, and so I went on to the next one, and I saw it the way I saw it, I wasn't really thinking anything, and then I did the other one above, and then the second one it fell off. So I was like, well, that explains it. I heard about a drivetrain problem that because the way the torque was, I guess when they launched it, it broke the ears off.
Yeah. So, but we figured there would be some motor issues to see in it too. So we started with the top, of course, and then took that apart. And which, by the way, Jason did teach me the tricks to taking an oil plug out so you don't get oil all over your hand, which I appreciated.
Yes.
So now I know how to do that for the future. It did not get oil all over my hand. The only problem was I was busy doing something else while the oil was draining.
Yes.
And it was missing the
tub.
The tub a little bit. So
we had oil all over the place.
Everywhere. And then I was going to take the oil filter off, and I'm trying to twist it, and they're like, no, you need a tool, which I forgot what it was called.
Oil filter tool.
Okay. You know, an oil filter tool. So Jason and our mechanic grabbed that for me, loosened it, and then they walked away to go do something else. So being cool, I take the oil filter off and oil all over my hand. And then when you guys came back, I was like, well, I got oil all over my hand. They're like,
that's the way it is.
That's pretty much to be expected. And ruined a pair of shoes that day too. So shoe line item for the budget is now going in.
Right.
And I did get my nails done.
Look.
And the color was called Cherry Bomb. So
she's at the nail salon, and she sends me a photo like, oh my gosh, they got Cherry Bomb here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you gonna get it?
I was like,
and she's like, yeah.
Of course. Like,
so,
what other color is there?
So we got shoes and nail polish going on.
And a tranny.
Right. And one of the things, like here, now I don't know, you guys can't see this right now. There's a big puddle.
Oh yeah.
Going on the floor.
Yeah, very large.
From the end of the tail shaft, which I was warned about that the other day. Like, yeah, you should empty that before you lay it on the side. Our mechanic's back and happy. You can't be in the video and you can't talk. We were trying to get motor mounts for something and thought we had them, and it looks like someone drove all over town with the look on your face.
Yeah.
So, it gets better.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you can tell Stanley about it for now. We're doing a video. So, anyways, we got our pedal on the floor, so that's the way it goes. And one thing on the transmission, just so you know, that the old style, they can't handle this. The way the mount is on the front of the motor, they mount on the front instead of the sides, and then they mount it on the bell housing, and that's why that happened. Now we're probably going to have a mount on the back and do side mounts on the motor. So they just can't handle the torque.
Yeah, it was just too, I mean, it does lend credibility to that story of what happened. So when we, do you want to talk about the top of the engine first, or do you want to talk about what we found in the oil pan?
Well, what we found in the oil pan was, let's see.
So we took this off, and we really had no idea what we were going to find.
No. We found a pretty nice looking motor.
It looks pretty darn good. Let me just wipe my hands, and then maybe I can bring the camera over.
Which one? Oh, sure.
So that way you can
Yeah.
show a little closer. What we
Yeah.
found.
So what we found, well, first of all, when we pulled the motor, before we pulled the motor out, we tried to turn it over, and it was frozen. It wouldn't even turn. So now, you can see it's free. It's a little stiff. Oh, I did that wrong. I should have rotated a little bit more. It rotates all the way around, and we don't really have an issue that we can see so far. We haven't obviously took it apart. And then also, we took a cap off here to take a look. And also, by the way, when you do this, you want to keep all the bolts in each one. Don't mix them up. Don't mix these center ones up. You want to keep them all in a row. So when we get done assembling this today, you'll see we'll have it all lined out, all the pistons in a row. We'll have these all in a row, and there's little arrows usually on these, so when you put it back in, it should go to the front, and you can see this arrows like this. But here you can see this bearing. This engine's not that old, but you can see some wear right there. See that copper? So there was definitely some wear that was going on in this engine. The crank looks good so far. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in. And then the rear main cap, here we'll take that off. This is all we've taken off is these three. This one doesn't look that bad, you know, but it's obviously a little stiff, and so we're gonna have to assemble it. Look at the cam. You know, the lifters looked really, really good. Very smooth. There wasn't any wear on them or anything like that. And then also the heads, real fast. You can see the valves. They all look pretty clean. And there wasn't anything bent or anything like that. So, and there was nothing on the top. So what we're gonna do is disassemble this and look at it more. And, you know, later we can talk about, we don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Yeah.
You know.
And that will be kind of the next steps, because like we said, we want to drive the car.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see what was going on with the motor, since it was an unknown problem. But yeah, then we'll want to talk about that and find out ideas. What ideas do you have? And there's tons of things that we can do at this point. So
we definitely want,
are open.
yeah, we definitely want your guys' input, especially if you're gonna send us some cash. You know, if you send us some money, we might do something different.
Just so you know, we already have 2 transmission ears, so you can cross those off.
Yeah, we don't need any more ears.
Yeah, we got those.
So, yeah, so we're gonna disassemble this, and we basically just wanna have fun.
Yeah.
With the car. But she wants it to go fast too.
I like both.
Yeah. Fun and fast.
Fun and fast.
That's why she married me.
That's right.
So
always.
We'll go ahead and disassemble this, and then we'll inspect it after we're done.
All right.
Okay.
We got the boss with us now.
Yeah. He's thinking it's almost dinner time.
Yeah, we had him help us diagnose what was going on in the motor, and we were hoping all was going to be well. But
Because everything looked good when we pulled that oil pan off.
it looks so good.
It looked nice. Everything looked nice.
I loved this motor. It was like, we're just gonna clean it up, throw it back together, slam a new transmission in this thing, and we're on the road. But no,
Right. So
we're not.
send money. We don't have a GoFundMe page yet.
Right.
Yeah. Overall, it don't look that bad. I mean, it could be restored, it could be rebuilt, but it has some ridges inside the cylinders, and especially in number 7. And you can also, there was a lot of wear in the, we'll flip it over so you can see underneath though, but there was some major wear inside the mains, and then this piston right here, the rings are like, they don't spring it, back and forth on it. And then one other thing too that we noticed on the pistons was the combustion rings. They were lined up. You can't have them both lined up together because you'll lose compression right away.
Yeah, which I just learned like 2 weeks ago. We were actually watching a motor being put together, and we had talked about that. So when we saw it this time, it was like, yeah, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah,
No worries.
It felt a little gritty inside too, and like Leslie and I are not professional engine builders.
No.
And I've watched it a lot. I've helped take engines in and out. I've watched them being built, small things, because we mess around with a lot of cars, but a lot of back, I wouldn't say I'm like a backyard mechanic, but I'm almost close. And so we're learning this together. So we've got options.
And actually, it's exciting.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of options to think about, because every which way you go, if you choose one option, it's like, what was that game show where you opened the doors? Do you want door 1, 2, or 3?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
the old one. I can't
Yeah.
remember. Maybe you guys will make a comment. Or
Yeah.
tell us which one it is.
Because there's pros and cons.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
It's like, let's make a deal, because if we go one way, then we lose out on something else potentially, but then there might be a pro.
Yeah.
So we have options.
Right. So the engine was a 70 350, 300 horse, and then they did stuff to it because they had the double back hump heads on it with the screw in, with the guide plates and stuff, and so the heads are cool. The other goofy thing is that they had in here was this nylon timing chain sprocket, so we would want to get rid of that, and it didn't have a dual roller. But we're trying to figure out, do we LS swap it? Do we get there wasn't a 4-bolt main, do we get a 4-bolt main? I've heard different things. Is a 4-bolt main stronger than a 2-bolt main? I don't, there's different things I've read about that.
Yeah, we bore this one out?
Yeah, bored out. It's never been machined before, so
Yeah,
it could be an
so
option.
do we go that way? We could possibly find a crate motor somewhere.
Right.
And
do we stroke it out to a 383?
yeah,
Do we pull an engine out of our old truck over here? I don't know.
yeah, we have like all those options on the table. So we do want to know what you think. What do you think we should do with us? You can email us, just go to our website, or comment on YouTube, Instagram, and we'll put it on there too, just because we're curious.
We want to keep it old school and new school. We want to keep it a manual transmission. 4-speed, maybe 5-speed or 6-speed. But I like the idea, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. You got an engine, and then you got fuel injection. And so I like the old Hillborn injection, but I've seen this injection. I like the Webers, the 8 Webers or 4 Webers on it. But Speedway makes this injection system that's got the trumpets. I think that's cool.
It looks really, really cool.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So we're kind of at decision point. We'll have to take some time. Actually, we'll probably end up watching a lot of YouTube. And ourselves, because that's what we do. That's how we learn different things. Just research and watch YouTube, talk to our friends, and we obviously know a lot of car people. So let us know what you think and what direction we should go. And we're gonna tuck the cherry bomb in while we research next steps. So
Right.
we'll keep you updated while
Yeah.
we do that for sure.
So, yeah, you'll just have to watch to see what happens because we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But we're having a good time, and it's a fun project. So take your wife out or husband this weekend and pull your engine out of your car.
So fun. And it is Friday, so it's taco night for dinner. And I will tell you this, since now the next stage is research and, you know, internet, YouTube and things like that, we will save a little bit on manicure costs during this phase of
She
the
did
project.
not get those ruined.
I know they look great.
Yeah.
I have a little grime around them, but the shoes, on the other hand, they're gone.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm
So we'll be shoe shopping this weekend.
yeah, definitely. So
All right.
thanks for watching.
Hey.
We'll see you.
Adios.